This is a short video this morning, and it is for all of those people who are blowing up my cell phone and my messenger and my WhatsApp with the video of the Canadian who was arrested and charged and jailed in Trinidad and Tobago for a fake bullet keychain. Now, my question to you is simple. Are you still willing to pretend that any of this that passes for a country is normal? Are you still willing to pretend that the immigration officer did not know that was a toy, that it was not a dangerous weapon, that it was not ammunition? Are you still willing to pretend that the police officers didn't know? Are you willing to accept the magistrate didn't see that bullshit for what it is and toss it out his or her court? Are you still willing to pretend that the lack of responsibility in this country to take action against all of that this morning, that embarrassed this country and demonstrated us as the most reprehensible of failed nations? Are you still willing to accept all of this? Are you still willing to accept that the opposition did not know, that Kamala didn't know, that Rowley don't know how failed our justice system is? Are you still willing to accept that any of this is normal and pretend in some way, as long as it doesn't affect you? Some of you are sending these videos to me this morning because that person white and foreign. That person white and foreign, and it affect you because you see yourself and your family, and you know what hard? That happening to little black people, children, every day in this country. Every day. When you hear people talking about police putting gun on people and charging them, you outside there talking about, nah, he's a good boy because he's black. And we're a very racist country when it comes to that. And we have to face that because we have to get over that hump. We have to get over that hurdle. We have to be able to stand together as one people and fix the country. Because there are wrongdoers of every race, I had to say yesterday. People beating up over these Linden girls and little black girls smoking weed. But they're smoking weed in Maple Leaf and they're smoking weed in International School. I want Maple Leaf and International School to answer me. I want them to put out a release because I have the videos. So put out a release. I have the videos of your children in uniform smoking weed. So put out the release. And the reality of Trinidad and Tobago, the reality of it this morning is, as long as we continue to pretend that any of this is normal, as long as we continue to defend foolishness, as long as it don't fall in our garden, we'll allow foolishness to continue. Yesterday I raised the issue again about the pensioners lining up in the sun. And instead of people asking the banks who are charging reprehensible, onerous, usurious fees to these people to just pass their pension check through the bank, to give them a better service for it. People instead defending the banks and saying, why these old people so stupid, why they don't get an ATM card. This is where we go wrong. This ability that we have to function like the proverbial house Negroes of slavery days. If you eating nice, if you eating on plate while the next man eating on the ground, but don't spit in the food too now. Enjoy your life. Bob Marley say, if you on top, when you look down to help others up, not to piss on them. We have it wrong. And if you are prepared to continue to believe that as long as what is wrong in this country doesn't happen to you, then it's not wrong, that's okay. But I said this morning, and I said it on Facebook, don't mention it. Don't talk about it. When it finally happened to you, don't say nothing. Don't tell nobody in the country. Keep it to yourself. If you and your loved ones end up in Port of Spain General Hospital or Mount Hope and they can't get attention, they can't get to see a doctor, they're bleeding out, they're sick, their fever high, going up in the head, they're choking, they can't breathe, their heart stop, and you can't get attention, keep that to yourself. Or they get some attention, they reach in the corridor, they're still on the gurney, they sit down on a chair, they lie down on the floor. Don't write it on for Facebook. Keep it to yourself. Don't tell nobody because it's happening for years, and it don't become a problem because it's happening to you. If you take your pregnant wife to an emergency through the ambulance to the hospital to deliver a child, wife and child dead, keep that to yourself because it's happening decades now, and you're not adding your voice to it because soca tickets outside, so you want to link up and get fixed up, but that's no problem. But when it finally happened to you, keep it to yourself. When you get run off the road by a P-taxi hustling, he on the hustle because he had to make the $500 to pay the car owner and fill back the gas tank. So he didn't care what he had to do to get her money. When he run your ass off the road and you jump out your car and he jump out his and he half kill you with licks or chop you or shoot you, keep it to yourself. Keep that to yourself. If you think that sitting in traffic, watching them fly down the shoulder and nobody's stopping them, but if you do to get a ticket, keep that to yourself. If you think that the law is wrong, if you think that some of the taxes and the fines that are being levied against the people of this country is wrong, but you're keeping silent when it affects you, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Truth of the matter is, the reason the country is how it is this morning is because we have mouth for the wrong things. We have mouth for the wrong things. We want to talk about how people is dressed and how they just talk, but not the content of their character and what they say. So we take fools dressed as prince and princess and pretend that somehow what this is, all of this, somehow is a real country. It's not. Trinidad is a failed nation in every single way that you could imagine. In every single way that you could imagine. While that little white boy from Canada was languishing in the jail, CNC3 chose to give you a stunt photo of Jackass Rowley reading to children. And his handlers didn't realize how the image looked, him on a chair and the children on the ground. But we will never learn and we will never fix it as long as we continue to think that as long as it's happening to somebody else and it's not a problem at all. And that's okay. But the day you reach the grocery cash out, and you feel the feeling of your card declining, and you're checking the cash in your wallet, and you're asking for subtotal, and you have to send things back while people watching and stoops it, that day coming for some of y'all from Westmoreland and Goodwood Park. The truth of the matter is all of the things that are wrong in this country, you know what they said? They said when they came for the Jews, I was not Jews, so it didn't matter to me. They came for the Chinese. I wasn't Chinese, it didn't matter to me. They came for the educated and the professionals. I wasn't either, it didn't matter to me. And then they came for me. And there was nobody for it to matter to. We are 1.4 million people, 1.4 million of us. And we are allowing our country to be flushed down the toilet by a small handful of zealous businessmen and unethical lawyers and a justice system gone mad. Bring it back full circle. Don't be blowing up my phone this morning about this little white boy from Canada that make a wrong jail. Put on your shoes and lace it up. Send me a picture of that. Say, Philip, I'm with you now. Because I'm asking everybody who send the video to me, are you still prepared to pretend that any of this morning is normal? Are you still willing to pretend that the Kamala who want to tell you she going and open back Caroni Limited now, when she was there for 5 years, didn't know then? But because they have a progressive empowerment party that's sucking their members like a vacuum, she waking up quick and realizing that she was actually supposed to do a job as prime minister. So she wanted to tell her, this next jackass, Keith Rowley, all of a sudden, what you think send him in Caroline school? That is the same man that tell all you last year, wean yourself off government. But a progressive empowerment party government has, keep saying government, a progressive empowerment party has come along to give the people a voice. Use it. Don't lose it. There will come a time you will miss it if we don't use it properly to our advantage. Use it now. Ignore the bullshit. Newsday have a whole story this morning about a man who formed a political party. He alone. He alone. He have nobody else in the party with him. He write the ABC, say form a party, and they give him a full page. The PEP, 2 years old, 50,000 members, 75,000 members. We now have 3 offices. We have an office even in New York City. We have members all around the world. The same news, they can't give you coverage. Don't allow this opportunity to pass. Build it on the ground. The Progressive Empowerment Party meets today at noon in 2 locations, 19 Stanmore Avenue and 137 Manahambre Road, St. Madeleine. If you are upset, if it upsets you enough to forward it and you have to write, this is not a real country, I agree. But it will continue to be a failed nation for as long as you think that all you have to do is forward that and nothing else. The country requires you to wake up and stand up. Otherwise, when the wolf reach your door, when it affects you and your family, keep it to yourself.